Why social media is not healthy for us. The social media platform made headlines last year for suppressing likes to curb the comparisons and hurt feelings associated with attributing the popularity of content sharing. Social media has an empowering nature. Its use activates the brain's reward center by releasing dopamine, the feel-good chemical that is associated with pleasurable activities such as food and social interaction. Platforms are designed to be addictive and have been linked to anxiety, depression, and even physical ailments. In addition to providing young people with a window through which to view missed experiences, social media casts a distorted lens on appearances and reality. Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat make it more likely that you'll see unrealistically filtered photos at a time when teen bodies are changing. People are usually not motivated to change their social media use simply by hearing that it is bad for them. It is better for individuals to see what their limits are. For most social media users, quitting completely is probably unrealistic. However, they can monitor their behavior to see how their use affects them and how to act accordingly. When people look on the internet and see that they are excluded from an activity, it can affect their thoughts and feelings, and it can affect them physically. A 2018 British study linked social media use to reduced, disrupted, and delayed sleep, which is linked to depression, memory loss, and poor academic performance. Study researchers followed 143 college students randomly divided into two groups. The first group was asked to limit Facebook, Integra, and Snapchat to 10 minutes per platform per day, while the second was asked to continue using their social media as usual for 3 weeks. The restricted group showed significant reductions in loneliness and depression over the 3 weeks compared to the group that continued to use social media. Both groups showed significant reductions in anxiety and fear of missing out compared to where they were at the start of the study. If a person notices that they feel less happy after using them, they might consider changing the way they use social media sites, such as spending less time on them and doing other activities they enjoy instead. Social media use can even more directly affect users' physical health. Scientists know that the mind-gut connection can turn anxiety and depression into nausea, headaches, muscle tension, and tremors. In the past, teenagers read magazines that contained altered photos of models. Now those images are always one swipe away. Apps that provide the user with airbrush, teeth whitening, and other filters are easy to find and easier to use. Not only celebrities look perfect, but everyone. When a filter is applied in the digital world, it can be difficult for teens to discern what are real and what is not, which comes at a difficult time for them physically and emotionally. In this website here is the blog of 7 negative effects of social media on people and user, where it tells us before social media, bullying was only possible to do face-to-face. However, now people can bully others online anonymously or not. Today everyone knows what cyberbullying is, and most of us have seen what it can do to a person. While social media makes it easier to meet new people and make friends, it also enables cruel people to tear into others with little effort. Perpetrators of bullying can use the anonymity that some social networks provide to gain people's trust and then terrorize them in front of their peers. For instance, they might create a fake profile and act friendly to a classmate, then later betray and embarrass them online. These online attacks often leave deep mental scars and even drive people to hurt them or take their own lives, in some cases. And as it turns out, cyberbullying doesn't just affect kids. Adults can become victims of online abuse, too. Since screens hide our faces, you can end up being a jerk on social media and other websites without even realizing it. In the Circle IT blog, the initial goal of social media was to connect us to our friends and family no matter the distance. Facebook found a way to monetize this activity by collecting information and data from their users related to the use, history, and even communication within their platforms. In return, Facebook sells that data to advertisers, regardless of how personal it is. Because of this, when you are using the internet, including Facebook and Integra, you see highly personalized ads wherever you go. While this is a great tool for companies, not everyone wants their personal information to be sold to the highest bidder. Meta is threatening to stop Europeans from using their 100% free platforms if they don't get to store the users' data the way they want, allowing Meta to make billions off the people of Europe. Does that seem fair? The sheer number of teens that present with symptoms of depression or anxiety as a result of their interactions on social media platforms is mind-blowing. Kids need a safer space to interact with those that truly care about them, like their family, to help combat this growing epidemic. Dr. Mandan Torsi, PhD. Clinical Psychology and Channel of Nicholas Krissel tells us that social media became the new great addiction of our modern age. As many other creators already did a social media detox, I got curious and decided to try it for myself. So, I deleted Integra, Facebook, YouTube, and Snapchat for 30 days, about 4.5 weeks. In the beginning, it was hard to break my habits, but after 2 weeks I started to see real results. I became more productive, focused, and had an overall mental clarity. As I spent less time on my phone, I reconnected with many of my old friends and was able to use my time in many other ways. To be honest, I can only think of positive aspects that I took away from this detox. I encourage everybody else to do the same, and I'm sure you will see the same benefits within no time.
Social media became the new great addiction of our modern age. It is similar to alcohol, gambling, or drugs.
Kristen Gallucci speaks in this video that social technology is simultaneously connecting us and isolating us. It's affecting everything from our basic social relationships to the way that we work, learn, and experience. Social media should be a support to real relationships, not a catalyst to losing them. Kristen Gallucci speaks to marketers about marketing with emotion to move brands to align with customers and act with passion. Kristen has over 20 years of experience leading strategic digital marketing, social media, influencer engagement, and analytics initiatives for brands. She's a LinkedIn top voice for marketing and AMP social media, is sourced in Incorporated Magazine and Adweek, and currently leads strategy for digital marketing at the top franchise brand Signorama for the signage industry. She founded Modern Marketer, a consultancy that helps companies make better connections with their audiences. She speaks regularly on topics such as the changing world of marketing, LinkedIn optimization, and personal branding. She also serves on board of the American Marketing Association.
People are pressing a like button rather than actively engaging with campaigns in real life.
Parents can create a plan for how much time family members spend on devices. Strategies like these teach kids about healthy media use and good sleep hygiene. When teens start using social media, parents can ask them to turn in their phones at night, with parents able to check posts and messages. This helps parents stay in the loop because sometimes young people share problems online while parents are unaware. Monitoring also encourages teens to remember that everything they share online is a permanent fingerprint. If they don't want their parents to see it, they shouldn't post it. A common argument is when kids say they're missing out because of restrictions placed on their phone use, that they're not allowed on the platform or can't be online after a certain amount of time. A parent's frequency of electronic use can set the tone for what is acceptable for their children. If you want your kids to put their phones down at dinner, they'll be more likely to do the same if you do the same. He acknowledges that social platforms have positive aspects, such as their ability to allow people to stay in touch with family and friends around the world. He recognizes the potential pitfalls of completely banning teens from sites that have become part of their generation's lives, not just to stay on top of recent parties and conversations, but often as an expected source of notifications and news. Social media is changing the way people now communicate with each other, is what makes it difficult for many like me who want to connect with others in person to form an unbreakable relationship or friendship instead of just doing it virtually. Plus, I don't know what it's like to be in a serious committed relationship with someone who will never leave me and truly loves me no matter what. Most girls in my time like to date men my age who have the means to take care of their women, to buy them what they want. The game has changed drastically because of social media. Platforms have opened a Pandora's box as they continue to evolve faster than we can examine their impact. I think we need to take a step back and look at the role technology plays in our society in terms of people needing instant gratification, staying at home and not interacting in the community by going to local stores or going to the movies. Even dating apps can reduce the motivation of single adults to reach out to others in the community if they think they can connect with them through the app first. In addition to limiting likes, as Instagram has done, Sperling suggests that social platforms consider reducing bulk sharing entirely. They can function more like messaging services by emphasizing one-to-one communication. Regardless of how likely the social media giants are to change their ways, individuals can take control of their own behavior. Smartphones make it easier than ever to connect with people around the world through social networks. The rise of smartphones has also boosted the use of these popular social platforms. But unfortunately, this is not the only thing that is increasing. Mental health issues continue to grow following trend lines from the release of smartphones and social media. The more people who use them, the more people have bigger health problems. Even when people realize that these sites have negative effects, it is difficult to stop using them. Unfortunately, they have addictive effects. But reducing social media usage to just 30 minutes a day can go a long way in improving our mental health. I hope so. I clear everything, but if you have any questions, you can simply ask me in the comments section below.